How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy with It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up another new game with lots of minis. G.I. Joe Mission Critical. I say new game, but I'm just behind. But yeah, I did get the all-in pledge that was offered for Mission Criticals. We're going to go ahead and get these boxes opened up. I'll show off the minis and then let you know that you can get more content, which I've already pre-ordered for by going over to Renegade, and they've got some new pre-orders up for this game. But that's it. Let's flip over the camera and see what comes in the box. All right, so here we go. We got the core box and the Mission Critical. This is the heavy firepower expansion. The dice and all the other stuff are already in the big box, which is kind of good. I'll be able to show you how they fit in there. And that's just because I was trying to consolidate during moving and everything that you guys know we were doing over the last 6 months. So we'll go ahead and do we'll do the expansion since it's sitting on the front. So the expansion, of course, features Destro. We do get 4 new Joes. Here comes the boom. Destro and Scrap Iron have arrived to help Cobra bring the world to its knees. Thankfully, Roadblock, Bomb Strike, and Gung Ho have arrived to reinforce the G.I. Joe team against the explosive threat. The expansion introduces 3 new characters to play and new enemies to take down. So there we go. So this is kind of what's going to be in the box. I've already looked at it, as I kind of mentioned. I'm not thrilled with their storage, just because it seems like it takes up more room than it really needs to, including this huge box that we see down here on the bottom. It is larger than a normal box, even like a Zombicide box. There we go. There is the insert Blast from the Past, heavy firepower. So we're going to have three Joes, 2 Cobra, 3 new vehicles, 2 deployment, 16 enemy, 30 combat, and then your character cards, credits. There's all the wonderful people that helped make the game. All right. So here are our character cards. Some of this stuff I've left in the sleeves. I don't know why, but I have. So here we go. We got first is Bomb Strike here. So she has forward air control once per battle after the vehicle without a passive keyword is used. You may return the power board instead of discarding it. Did I say board? Yeah, power board. Roadblock here. So Roadblock, heavy weapons. Once per battle, when an enemy card is defeated, you may spend 1, I'm going to guess that's power. Again, sorry guys, I haven't read the rules yet. To deal excess, I'm going to guess that's damage from the card and adjacent enemy card. And then the last one is Gung Ho here. Jungle Specialist. Once per battle, when you reveal a star ability, I'm guessing special ability for defense, you may resolve the ability 1 additional time. And then I had the equipment backwards because I was actually sorting at one point in time. So here's one of your weapons. You get Falcon, you get the Dragonfly, and then you get the Shark. So those are your 3 3 vehicles that come in this pack. And nice. I do like this. At least they've got a nice little cover to cover up the minis. But I do feel like the room that these took up were unoptimal. Like I can see right now that none of these touch the bottom. So like you could make more room by cutting them out. I doubt I'd be able to cut them all out to fit them into the box. I'm probably going to do a foam core insert. So I'll probably make that and then show you guys on the channel. So if you want to see how I make a foam core insert for this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you can see what it looks like or how I did it. The other thing I'm going to do is a video about, do you really need to protect your minis? So we'll just kind of, I'm not going to read all these cards. We're just going to kind of go through them. So Suppressing Fire. More Suppressing Fire, it's kind of higher to me than I can read. Flush them out. Immovable Object. So these are all of your Roadblock cards. Always Time for a Cookout. Energy Cannon. Let's see what we got. Fight for Freedom. Way Ahead of You. Locked On. UAV Reconnaissance. Remote Control. Targeted Airstrike. Another Fight for Freedom. Oh, we're on Bomb Strike now. Sorry. Yeah, so Bomb Strike started at... I guess I should have separated these for you. All right, there we go. So Bomb Strike started at the Way Ahead of You. And I forget where we were. We were roughly around down here. Targeted, Fight for Freedom, which everybody seems to have. All right, and then we have Gung Ho. So he's got Bayou Brawler, Fearless Charge, Swivel Arm Battle Grip, Recondo, grenade launcher, and then the fight for freedom. So yeah, it looks like everybody's got that fight for freedom. So that seems like a standard card. I don't have the Power Rangers game. I know this is based off the same system, or I did. I'd probably be able to tell you what those are. So here is Destro's cards. So we have Surrender Your Face, Extinction. Oh, is it all the same? Okay, and then Illicit Weapons Dealer, and then Impenetrable Chrome. It is Foolish to Resist. Okay. And then Scrap Iron, Armor Piercing Rounds, 3 of those. Laser Guided Brilliant Weapon, Limitless Ammunition, and then the Peerless Inventor. So I do like the art. I'm imagining I'm reading the comics, and I imagine they're pulling most of the art from the comics. And then these are your cards. Of course, he's a boss, and he is a lieutenant. So those you mix in, of course, into your confrontation deck, and they'll pop out every so often to try to beat up on you. That's one thing that, like, see here, the tray is so deep. Like, even if you sleeve these cards, they wouldn't fill it up. So it's like they made enough room for you to add more content later, but unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to add more minis later. That's why I think a foam insert or some third-party insert is going to be your best bet. All right, so here we go. We got the first mini here. So this is a roadblock. Lots of detail on them. These are a lot larger than your normal minis, because I think your normal, like, Zombicide and all them are a little bit smaller. I think they're roughly the size of the Cobra Troopers that we're going to see later. But there's a lot of detail because of the size. Because of the size, there's going to be a lot of detail. These will actually be really nice to paint. Disappointed, no textured bases. I think that's almost standard nowadays. You know, if you're going to make a board game, you're going to put minis in it, put a textured base on it. I wouldn't think it adds too much to the mold. I don't know, maybe it's a different multi-part mold. So here is Gung Ho. I mean, just all the detail on the back there with the backpack. That's great. Now, one thing I don't know, are these multi-part? Think about it, because the bottom, there's no spots for where the feet would attach. And I don't see any mold lines. I think these are single cast minis, actually. So that is something that could, of course, affect whether or not they can do a textured base. And then last is Bomb Strike for the heroes. So she's just holding her gun, kind of at a weird position, to be honest. That is a very weird position. And like her arms kind of, like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. But there she is, holding her gun in a very weird, that is just a weird position. I don't know why they decided to use that position. Is that the position her arm is on the art? No, I mean, her art, she's kind of like in that. Like, that would have been a better deal than what's going on there. So I don't know why they put her arm in that position. All right, then we have Destro. So, whoop, there we go, Destro. So he's gonna be fun. I don't have chrome paint, and I would hate to have to go out and buy chrome paint just for his head, because I don't know if I would ever use chrome paint for anything else. But it would look really cool. Put it in real chrome paint. It'd be more like the toys. I remember Destro the toy, he had a actual chrome paint. And then the last guy, I keep forgetting this guy's name. Scrap Iron. There we go. Scrap Iron. He's not one of the more popular Joe characters. You can't put all the popular lieutenants in at the beginning. Otherwise, how do you expel expansions? I do like that they kind of have the smoke here, showing that he's fired his weapon. He does have all of his pouches and satchels. Does it look like he has? Not as much. See, on this art, it looks more like a padding, if I remember, because I remember from the cartoons and stuff. And then here, in the comics, here, it looks more like armor and less like the padding. That's okay. He will paint up just the same. All right, get in there. Now, these do snap. Now, that is one nice thing. I do know that their inserts kind of have like these little bumps make the thing snap on, so that's nice. It has that going for it. But even in the same thing, so like, okay, they gave you all of these cards for the characters. They don't fit in here. Like, they don't go back in the box. Like, even if that's too tall. So it's like, I remember why I had to keep this. Now, once I combine them all into one box, it's no big deal, because there's plenty of room in this box for the cards. There's just no room for the minis. So that is that one. All right. And then here's the big one. So we're going to flip it over. We're going to see how much of a mess I can make. Hey, I put it together right. Wherever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. The evil organization Cobra is on the attack. Cobra Commander has sent his troops to sow chaos in the world. It's up to G.I. Joe to stop them and prevent total panic. The team will have to work together to defeat Cobra and restore peace. All right, so you get 24 large scale. Okay, so they're calling them large scale. I know heroic scale is another term that's kind of passed around. Like I said, it is based on the Guardian system. So if you have Power Rangers, which is what I really wanted. I wanted Power Rangers, but I was so far behind. It would have taken every ounce of dollar that I had to get everything to catch up because I'm a completionist. So when they announced this one, and it was based on the same system, which, not to say I've heard, but like it does get some comparison to Marvel United, right? Which is one of me and Ogdedy's favorite games. Quick start guide. So basically for veterans of the Heroes of the Grid, they give you a nice little guide to kind of get you started and tells you, I guess, the difference in the terminology. Your rule book. So it's not too bad. It is still a little bit floppy. I prefer rule books where like you can have it open like this and it kind of stays stiff. Component overview, game setup, is numbered, so it makes it easier for you to know where everything goes. Victory and defeat, that's nice. Always good to tell me, what am I doing at the beginning before I ever start playing? I hate finding out how I'm supposed to win at the end, because when I'm reading the rules, it doesn't make sense why I would do that rule. Round structure, deployment, actions, so this is your attacking, resolving battles, the hero's turn, I would imagine that. I was thinking that would have been the action turn. The enemy's turn. Vehicles and how to use them. The pit, which is your command center. Player count changes. Okay, so games with 2 players. During setup, give each player 3 action tokens instead of 2. Place 2 energy tokens instead of 3 on the command center. Each player controls 2 heroes at the same time using a single deck. While controlling 2 heroes, the following applies, and it's got some extra rules. So like you get 7 in your hand instead of 5. So again, that's kind of similar to Marvel United. We played a variant with Marvel United when we wanted to play with 2 characters once, and we mixed their decks together. That way we could play with all the characters that came in the box during a live stream. And then 4 players, games with 3 players, locations, crossover. So here you go. This is where if you're going to play against or play with the Power Rangers, it tells you the equivalent of a vocabulary, what deployment is, how to use the vehicles and the Zords, and so forth. All right, and then art and credits again, and then a nice little gameplay reference on the back. All right, so here are your bases. So you got New York with 5, and then you can flip it over to, I guess, hard mode. And this says the first time vehicle is used during each battle in this location, replace it with the top card of the vehicle deck. Okay, so you lose your vehicles. And then you get the space station. At the start of the battle, in this location, gain 1 power. That seems like a benefit to me. When a hero at this location performs the recover action, they only recover cards with a total of 4 shields instead of 6. I wonder if that changes for 2 player. Maybe not. And then you got the jungle laboratory. During each battle at this location, vehicles have +1 cost, so that is not good either. And then you have your command center. So regular and hard, heroic. Right. Next are your boards. So that is your cardboard. Cardboard. That wasn't funny. I don't. And then this is your player board. So you got your vehicles, energy. Guessing this is your destruction count, maybe. It is a little bit warped. They're not very thick boards, so I'm going to have to keep flipping them to try to get them to flatten back out. I imagine most people say when boards do that, you can just, put something heavy on them and it'll flatten them out eventually. So these are the Cobra Troopers. We have the regular Trooper here. So these are more regular scale minis. So there's my thumb. So it's about the same time, a little bit smaller than my thumb. Whereas, like I said, the Joes and the villains are larger. people did kind of, I don't want to say complain about that, but they weren't too happy in the Kickstarter comments, because it's like, if you're going to do it, make them, make them all the same size. But I kind of get it. Like, you got to make so many of these, making them smaller saves money too, right? And then you got your Crimson Guard. There you go, with his little bayonet. And unfortunately, here's the difference between, if you saw my unboxing of Scarface 1920, they had actually molded it so that the barrels of the guns were already kind of drilled out. That's like a miniature painter thing. A lot of your Warhammer and war gamers, that's like a mandatory thing. Whenever you paint your minis, you got to go in and drill out the barrels of the gun to make it more realistic. Don't know why. They're little plastic soldiers. I don't think they need to be realistic. All right. So here are the regular dice. And then, like I said, we do have the, I guess I'll need to pull them all out. I do have the upgraded dice. Nice dice, heavy. They're a nice heft, and they're actually big. Here's a regular D6. So that's your size comparison there. So you can see it's a little bit bigger, but I mean, you can tell they're bigger in your hand. That's gonna be fun when you're battling in dice. You can see I have in the bottom, I have the punch out board in the bottom to raise this up to keep it at level. That's just one of those tricks you learn over time. Just random tokens. I don't think I need to take these out. So you got little arrow tokens. You got just a whole bunch of random tokens in this bag. Just different things. You got your Cobra tracker markers, vehicles, so your objective markers. And then your explosions. And then your power tokens. So that's one thing, like with this, is it's not like a premium in the sense of having like tons of upgraded components. It's just, normal components. All right, and then these are the upgraded dice, or the dice set that came with it. So normally you get 6, so this made it 9 plus your 6. So they're all the same faces. So there's no difference in the dice. They all have a 2, 1, 2, 3 ones, and then 2 circles, which I'm guessing are misses. Again, guessing. I guess also if you're playing multiplayer, well, you might need to roll 6 dice. I was thinking, you just give each person 3 dice, but if you're playing 4-player, that kind of doesn't match the number of dice I have. We'll get to the cards. We'll do the Joes and stuff first. All right, so the first one we have here is Cover Girl. Once per battle, you can use a vehicle for 1 less cost. We have Duke. He's a first sergeant. Once per battle, a hero of your choice may reroll any number of dice during attack. Kind of thematic, being the leader. He helps out the others. Counterintelligence. Once per battle, any hero may look at the top card of their deck and swap it with the card in their hand. So she kind of helps everybody too. Solo operator. During each battle, add 1 die to each of your attacks until another hero plays a combat card. And then you got Stalker here, Adaptive Ranger. Once per battle, when any hero reveals a card with a star ability for defense, deal 1 attack to an enemy card of your choice. So he would actually work really good with, was it Gung Ho that had another ability that dealt with defense? And then this is the special edition Legendary Commando version of Snake Eyes. Once per battle, when any hero rolls 2 or more circle results, again, I guess it's a miss, you may deal 3 damage to an enemy card of your choice. And then these are the base. These are the base, or these are, I can't remember if these are the base game or the expansion. I think these are the base. I think these are the these are the Kickstarter expansion promo weapons, the ones with the stars in the bottom. So you have the flak, the NN5, the Mobat, the Ram, the Vamp, Wolverine, Howl, and where did we start? Right here. The Howl's the first one of the core game. Pack Rat, Toss and Cross, Striker XP14F, the Killer Whale, APC, All Striker, and the Slugger. So that is all of your vehicles. All right, and then we got 2 more tokens. +1, +1. Hey guys, hang out over here while we open up these cards real quick. So these I hadn't opened. Normally I have these open as well lately because this just takes more time while I'm doing an unboxing. So these are your, all right. So your Crimson Guard draw cards, Cobra Troopers. The art on all of them is the same, but it's good art. I like the art. Copperhead. So this is your first lieutenant. Copperhead. Am I looking at the back? Yes, I am. I'm looking at the wrong side, guys. I'm showing you guys the back of the cards. All right, so let's do this. There we go. All right, so this one is Cobra Commander. So you get them, Glorious Leader, Cobra. Fast. Reveal the top 3 cards of the Cobra Trooper deck and resolve their effects one after another, then shuffle the deck. Whoosh. 3 of those. My Master Plan. And then the Baroness, she is, what are the, not the lieutenants. I think they're sub-commanders is what they're called. So you have Baroness, she's fast. 3 of those. Undercover Agent, your weakness sickens me. 1 perfect shot. All right, and then you got your lieutenant. First one is Major Blood. Cobra will prevail, no mercy. Ceaseless March. Crush their spirit, so he drains 3 power from you. Wow. All right, and then the next lieutenant is Dr. Mindbender. Deal 3 damage, drain 2 power. Maybe this will change your mind. Cobra Secret Search. Total Control. And then Copperhead, I think, is the last one. So he doesn't have as much. No, I guess their health does change. So their health is 4, health is 3, health is 4. Copperhead is fast. He deals 5 damage. Copperhead, high stakes takedown, which is fast as well. Phoenix Guard, Water Moccasin Onslaught, and that is it. All right, and then these are the, Cobra Troopers. Okay, so you got your Cobra Troopers. So you got his tank, Cobra Charge, Viper Strikes, Rattler Attack, Elite Sentinels, so there's your Crimson Guards, Area Denial, No Retreat, Ambush, more ambush. All right, so that was the Cobra. And this is your military compound. So I'm not sure what these do, but it's either got 1 or 2 or 3 or black Cobra logos. So I'm not sure what this does. I'm guessing they get mixed in with your military deck and bad things happen. So all that goes down in here. I'll take the dice over here. So the dice, I couldn't get them all to fit in here, even if I did all like the red, because you can only fit them 2 wide. So you still wouldn't be able to get them all in there. So that's another disadvantage of the insert, is it's not designed for the upgrades they sold during the Kickstarter campaign, which I guess isn't uncommon. I've seen a lot not do that because they want to add the extra room, but I don't see how it would have been that much more to make this slightly bigger to fit all the dice. That's just me. All right. See, this is why I don't want to do this during the recording. Again, I could edit, but then that wouldn't be me. All right. Okay, so we got, all right, so these are just their draw cards. So Lieutenant, and then Nemesis. Okay, so they're Nemesis. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Nemesis or Sub-Boss. I thought it was a Sub-Boss. So Cobra Commander, Baroness. Oh, she's got an effect. At the end of each enemy turn, if a hero has no cards in their hand, they are defeated. Woo! So this is weird. So it's like they got the, I didn't even notice this. It is the regular art behind, but the art is whited out, and then just the shape is colored. But then the back has all 3 of them on the back. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why they did it like that. Oh, okay. So Nemesis is the same thing. So it's got both of the current nemesis. And then the boss currently has 3 bosses on it, one of which is Storm Shadow? We don't have Storm Shadow, so I guess that's a sneaky of who's coming up next. All right. And then, so here are the hero decks. So this is Duke. So we got Charge, All Out Attack, Roll Out, Discipline, Real American Hero. Wow, that's a lot of dice. Yojo. So actually they're different. So they do have a different card than the other ones that were in the expansion. Scarlet, All Business, Skilled Sniper, Taekwondo Mastery, Split Decision, XK1 Power Crossbow. So Yojo is the common card in the base set, it looks like. Okay. Right, and then this is the regular Snake Eyes. So you have Stealth Takedown, Mikimoto Blade, Coordinated Strike. 2 of those, one of which went flying. Let's see what we got. We got Deadly Counter, Arashikage Mindset, and then Yojo. And then for CoverGirl, Beautiful Driving, Tank Girl, Engineering Victory, Armored Advanced, Explosive Payload, Yojo! And then Stalker. So Pulverizer, Blitz'em, Sergeant Stalker, Squad Tactics, Time to Kick Some Butt, and Yojo. So for Snake Eyes, I couldn't remember if he did or didn't, but yeah, so he didn't come with his own deck for the special Snake Eyes. You use your regular deck, you just get a different ability by being the other one. So this is the exclusive figure. He did come in a cool packet. The packet he came in kind of looked like the classic toys, which is pretty cool. So doesn't have much detail because I mean it's kind of a skin tight suit that he wears, but there is a bit. He is all black, so that's going to be fun to lighten. Well, I can lighten him up with the primer, right? But then I got to figure, do I want to make him all black like that again, or do I want to make him a little bit lighter with like a dark gray? And then this one is Striker, I think. So there we go, Striker. All right, but same thing. Lots of great detail on them. And this is because, again, it's that heroic or hero size, the larger size minis. So it does keep a lot of that detail. Now, not to say you have to make a mini this size for the details. Like I said, when I opened the Scarface, there was plenty of detail. Right. Scarlet, I think this is Scarlet, right? Yeah, so that's Scarlet. So yeah, so at least she's in a little bit better pose than, what was her name? Focus on Scarlet. That's what we're looking at here. All right. Yeah, so I like her pose a little bit better. I mean, I guess she's kind of running, or more of a dynamic pose. When you're looking at it certain directions, it does kind of look weird, like she's trying to balance herself. And then CoverGirl is more in a, a stance position with her gun. So again, a better position with the gun than what was it, Bomb Strike was in. There's a lot of detail. I mean, you look at her face and you can see there's a lot of detail in there. So these will be real easy to paint, especially if you're going to use something like a speed paint. With all this extra detail, the speed paint will just get into the recesses for you and bring out all that detail a lot better. I might do a painting video on this. I do know that I am doing a... I mentioned the insert earlier. I'm going to do a video that goes over, do you really need to protect your minis? Do you need to put them in an insert like this? Do you need to varnish them? Well, we know you need to varnish them, but do you need to put them in an insert, or can you just toss them all in a bag, or toss them inside of a makeshift insert, 2 or 3 of them together? And so this is the other Snake Eyes. It kind of looks right. He kind of looks weird with his sword like that, but I mean, I guess that is maybe a natural pose. I don't know. I've never used a sword, so I can't say for sure. But again, it's got great detail. At least the detail that he can have, because again, he's wearing a skin-tight suit. Then we got Baroness here. And you can see her, if we can get in that, you can see her glasses. So that's really good detail there. So again, excellent looking minis. Again, wish they had bases. I don't know, like I could make some kind of base on them by putting like basing material or something. I don't know if I want to, I guess is the question. Major Blood. Here we go, Major Blood. There we go. Look at that. That is just outstanding. That's great. Doodly doo doots. Somebody wanted to let me know that something's going on. I don't know what it is though. There we go. And then we got Cobra Commander. A little flexible, which is good. His sword's, I guess, in a slightly better position. That's kind of weird though that it comes out straight like that instead of kind of over the hand. But let's see on his mask. You get there? Yeah, there we go. So his mask is a little bit easier because it's not quite reflective like Destro's, so like a regular silver would be fine. But with Destro, like I said, I'd really want to do that chrome. I wonder if they sell just a little bit of chrome. Just a little bit. Dr. Mindbender. There we go. Dr. Mindbender was always confusing me. He was like a genius doctor, but for some reason he didn't like to wear shirts. Like he was just against wearing shirts for some reason. But again, great detail all the way around. Like even the spots you really can't tell. Like you can see up in his back. Like they took the time to put some detail in there too with the crevices. And then the last one is Copperhead, which is kind of the oddball of the group. So like I said, you got to put some flunkies in every box. He's going to be fun because of the colors. Like his green is going to be really unique to try to mix, because I doubt I've got a green that's even close to that. All right, let's see if I can get all this back in. How I had it. I had all these in here. And then I had all of these in here in some way. These were down in here. Now the baggies didn't come with it. These are my baggies. So don't think you're getting baggies. There, that one there. And then I think I had him. Somehow I got him in here to where he sat and I could close it. How did I do that? Ah, there we go. Yeah, so he just barely fits in there, but he fits flush, so you don't have to worry about him flying around. And there. Put this back in the key. Boards. So it is bowing this way. So I think I'm going to put it this way this time. Put these in an angle, they go in just fine. Put two there, one there. And this will slide down right there. Got that. And see, I wish there was, there's still some gap here. So that's why when I flipped it upside down, flipped it back, some of the stuff was out of their spots. Is because this still isn't completely flush with the edge. And that's with all the boards that came in it. So again, for me, no big deal. I'm going to make an insert. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. And I can make a video of that after I'm done making it. All right, there we go. That is G.I. Joe Mission Critical. At least what came in the Kickstarter. Like I said, do have the other content pre-ordered. If you want to watch this content, let us know down below which Joes and which bad guys you'd like to see us go up against first. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that once we do go live, you can watch the gameplay, right? But until next time, guys, peace.